Scientists studying the evolutionary family tree of birds just proved their own past research wrong for a totally bizarre reason. 10 years ago, a seemingly definitive study came out on the evolutionary history of the Neo-Aves, which is the group containing all living birds except for ostriches, ducks, chickens, and all of their closest relatives. The study came up with this family tree, which showed flamingos and pigeons and all of their closest relatives grouped together in a fairly early branch, fairly distantly related to all of the other Neo-Aves. The scientists who did that study didn't stop working on bird genetics, and what they expected was that their ongoing research would continue to refine the basic family tree they came up with 10 years ago, but instead, as they added more and more bird genomes to their dataset, they started coming up with family trees that directly contradicted major parts of their original tree. So what happened here? In order to make gametes, that is sperm and egg cells, the parent organism takes the genomes of its parents and recombines them. So for example, all of your mother's egg cells contained different combinations of your grandparents' DNA from each other. This allows sexually reproducing species to resist extinction events by creating population diversity. Which brings me back to the new paper, which came out on Monday. The researchers found that about 66 million years ago, a portion of the Neo-Aves genome did something incredibly strange. It started blocking this recombination process, and it began being passed identically from parent to child with no modifications for millions of years, and then it stopped doing that and went back to normal. This means some modern bird species whose ancestors diverged during or just before this time period might have genomes that look more similar to each other than they should for how distantly they are actually related. Like flamingos and doves, apparently. With the addition of more samples, the researchers were able to correct their bird family tree from this to this. But do you guys know what else happened about 66 million years ago? Meteor. End Cretaceous mass extinction, the thing that the birds famously survived and no other dinosaurs did. So did the end Cretaceous mass extinction cause this? Does it have something to do with why the Neo-Aves survived the extinction? I don't know. We don't know. Maybe someday someone will find out, but here's what we know so far. This and all my other content was brought to you thanks partly to my Patreon supporters, in particular besties Anton, Coleman, David, JD, Juan, Martin, and Michael, and the friends named on the screen here.